Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim-Nakran. Just want to share with you some of the top stories that we're following right now. Starting with this story of a fire at a historic home. So this is in Stone Mountain, and the investigation is underway surrounding, the cause of this fire. But crews have, been working on that scene for many hours now. Police actually and fire got the call around 3:20 this morning. So they've been very, very busy throughout the morning at the site of this historic home in Stone Mountain. When the fire crew actually got to the scene, they say that they found the home engulfed in flames. No one was living in the house. It's a tourist attraction at Stone Mountain Park. It was undergoing renovations just before this fire. So it's called the Dickey House. It dates back to the 1840s. So very, very historic, rich history there. It was built in Albany, Georgia, and it was relocated to the park in 1961 to become the focal point of a recreated antebellum plantation. We're told Stone Mountain Park fire crews had to call in backup just to help battle the blaze.
Everything in there, it represents the era of the 1800s. It's all antiques, all from that era. The DeKalb County Fire is here to assist the Stone Mountain Park Fire Department, and they have the equipment to get up high enough to focus on the top part of the home where the fire, main part of the fire was burning.
Well, the flames, have appeared to be gone, within several hours, but firefighters have been spending much of the morning just keeping their eye out for any hot spots apart from investigating the potential cause of that fire. Obviously, park staff saying that it's a huge, huge loss to the park. Again, the investigation into that is ongoing. Also, just want to update you on another fire that we have been following here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. Residents of the reserve at La Vista Walk Apartments trying to salvage really all they can after a massive fire ripped through the building last Friday, as we've been reporting to you. Right now, there are still concerns about a collapse. Some residents are being allowed back in to try to gather what's left of their belongings. But just look at the damage, the roof gone there. So now 2 people are facing charges related to that fire at the reserve at La Vista Walk Complex. Police say Charnel Gunn and Robert Stokes were popping off fireworks on the roof, and they were supposed to appear in court yesterday, but then they waived their rights to a first appearance. No word yet on when their next court date will be, but major story that has displaced dozens of residents, and we're going to keep following the latest on that story as well. Okay, I also want to update you on this really sad situation, this breaking story new this morning. A mom and her baby are recovering after they were shot while they were asleep inside their own home. It's a 7-month-old boy who was at Eggleston, and thankfully police tell us that he was just grazed by a bullet, and he is expected to be okay. His injuries are considered minor, thankfully. His mom is also expected to make a full recovery, but she was hit by bullets as well. Again, she was sleeping, and this happened last night. So here's some video that you're looking at of really where this incident happened. Police say that the home was shot at least 5 times. Investigators say apparently a large family lives in the home, so they don't even believe that the mom and her baby were the targets here, who ultimately were hit. Police are thinking that the motive could be connected to a feud involving a young man that lives in the house, and police tell us they do have surveillance video from the neighborhood. They're reviewing it to find out who's involved in the shooting, but obviously if you have any information, of course, police would love to hear from you if it can help in their investigation. Okay, just want to also update you on the latest concerning that effort to extend bar hours. So for now, last call for alcohol is going to remain the same in Atlanta. An ordinance that would have kept drinks flowing at bars until 4 a.m. has failed to make it out of committee. City Councilwoman Keisha Waits is now walking back her plan after hearing concerns from the community.
It's my feeling, based upon the opposition from various communities at this time, we need to go back to the drawing board. So we want to have a little bit more time to have a conversation to figure out how we can meet in the middle to address an issue and not have unintended consequences.
Well, a plan to consider last call being pushed to 3 a.m. is not going to move forward either. Not 3 a.m., not 4 a.m. But, of course, this could potentially be revisited in the future. I also want to let you know about an effort to really crack down on people littering. Littering may no longer just be a slap on the wrist in Atlanta, because right now the current city council ordinance does not have a minimum fine, but the city's public safety committee just approved an ordinance establishing a $500 minimum fine for anyone who litters within the city limits. This new proposal is now headed to the full city council for consideration, and we'll have to keep our eyes on that, and we'll update you with how that turns out. All right, let's talk about the weather right now. Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi joining us. It's actually been pretty pleasant. It's fall.
Right, yeah, it's been fantastic so far. Temperatures finally cooling down after a little bit of a cooler week last week, but overall we are looking ahead to a little bit of a dreary pattern, comfortable, but a little on the dreary side, and we do have to introduce a rain chance as well. That'll be on the way for tomorrow, so just something to keep in mind. Not all of us are going to see rain, and we're going to take you through that coming up in just a minute here. I'm going to log in and get started. We're going to start with this. So obviously we have the chance for some rain tomorrow, but rain is something that we desperately need. We are still in a pretty significant drought, and if we keep not getting rain, that's only going to continue to worsen across the area. So we will be crossing our fingers that some rain can come, and this is promising. So here's a look at the rain outlook as we go into Thanksgiving week. We've been we're entering into rather a pretty, what we are calling a progressive pattern. So essentially it looks like weather system after weather system. I say it's almost like they're on a conveyor belt. We're going to get multiple weather systems that are going to potentially carry some rain for us. So it does look like we will finally get out of our drier stretch, and the Climate Prediction Center is thinking we'll have above average rainfall as we head into next week, as multiple weather systems could be on the way. So we'll be tracking that carefully for you. Of course, next week, a big week, as it is Thanksgiving, if you can believe it, next week, a little over a week away. So we'll continue to track weather systems. We do have a few on the way this week, so let's talk about it. Again, we have rain starting tomorrow. Today is going to be a little on the cloudy side. We'll have kind of intervals of clouds and sun today. We started off fairly cloudy, and now some spots are starting to see some peaks of sunshine, but you'll see more clouds roll in through the day today. So at times it'll be a little more on the sunny side, and other times it'll be up more on the cloudy side. Either way, a little cooler this afternoon, with temperatures generally in the low to mid 60s. So here's a look at what to expect when it comes to our rain for tomorrow. Mostly dry further north you go, maybe a few showers. For most of Metro, just a couple of showers possible, a few light showers possible, mainly in the morning. But if you're south of I-20, rain will be fairly likely for you tomorrow. And it's all thanks to a low that we're watching in the Gulf of Mexico right now, bringing a lot of rain to Louisiana. That will continue to move closer to Georgia as we go through the day today, bringing rain to South Georgia starting tonight, and then ultimately bringing rain to parts of North Georgia, including here in the metro, as we head into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. So this particular model, a little more aggressive than some of our others. Again, a lot of the rain is going to stay concentrated along and south of I-20. In fact, the heavier and more steady rain will also stay south of I-20, but some light rain as far north as Atlanta, maybe far northeast Georgia as well. But the places that are most drought stricken, which is far northwest Georgia, those are going to stay pretty dry tomorrow. But starting overnight and then potentially into the early afternoon tomorrow, we'll watch the chance for a few showers. And rain is going to stay fairly likely from LaGrange to Eatonton to Augusta. So south and central Georgia will experience upwards of maybe 2 inches of rain, but for most of Metro, we're only talking about maybe a half an inch of rain or so. So today going to be cool and fairly cloudy because of a ridge of high pressure. So not only are we going to be a little on the cloudy side and we'll be slightly unsettled, but we also are going to be on the cool side, very different than last week. And it's thanks to a wedge. So a ridge of high pressure to our north, way wind rotates around an area of high pressure is clockwise. So essentially cooler air from the north wedges up against the Appalachian Mountains and ushers into North Georgia, gives us those cooler and more cloudy conditions. So as that low battles this high, it's going to make tomorrow feel a little more like Saturday. It's going to be cloudy, maybe a little bit misty, a little bit drizzly, and just cool. Temperatures tomorrow only in the 50s. And then late week, we'll watch for a cold front that could bring the chance for maybe a few showers. In fact, our rain chance at about 30% for Friday, nothing super impressive, but still a chance for some showers. But the highest coverage of rain will be tomorrow. tomorrow at about 40%, with again the highest concentration of rain and where the rain will be the most likely will be south of I-20. Here's a look at your forecast rainfall totals through Wednesday, so through tomorrow night. Again, most of us picking up about a trace, maybe a tenth of an inch of rain, quarter of an inch at best. But if you go south of the city, places like LaGrange, Thomaston could pick up upwards of about an inch of rain, which again, much needed. We could use the rain really anywhere across North Georgia, but where the drought is the greatest right now is places from Atlanta northward. So we really could use the rain across Atlanta. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like this week is necessarily going to bring us much of a deficit or put much of a dent in our deficit this week, unfortunately. But again, looks like multiple weather systems could be on the way as we go through the next couple of weeks that could offer us finally a more substantial chance for rain, maybe even some thunderstorms next week, something we'll be watching very carefully for you. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. So again, today, intervals of clouds and sun. You can see kind of on our sky cam behind there in Marietta that we're seeing a good bit of sunshine right now. A little on the breezy side today. I will note today and tomorrow will be a little breezy. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy. It's going to be cool, a little misty, temperatures in the 50s. We'll have the chance for showers starting in the morning that could linger into the afternoon. If you're south of Atlanta, expect a rainy day overall with on and off rain pretty much all day, very similar to Saturday. Friday, showers will be possible late along a cold front, but they will shape up to have a beautiful weekend. So a little gloomy the next couple of days, and then we'll have a beautiful day Saturday and Sunday. I do want to note the mornings are going to get a little chilly on Sunday and Monday. A lot of us will wake up in the 30s Sunday, and a handful of us in the 30s on Monday, so you'll definitely need the coat as you're getting up and at it on Sunday and Monday, going back to work and school. Although some kids, I think, are off next week for Thanksgiving break, so a lot of the students don't have to worry about carrying their coats next week for the mornings because they'll be bundled up in bed and sleeping in. So again, today we'll have kind of intervals of clouds and sun. It'll be cloudy at times and then more sunny at others, but cooler day in the mid-60s, a little breezy and a little dreary, cool and rainy. Tomorrow showery, and then we'll have the chance for maybe a stray shower on Thursday, but we'll be mostly dry and mostly cloudy. And then we'll look ahead to a beautiful weekend once we get past the chance for a few showers Friday along a cold front. All right, everyone, I hope you make it a wonderful day. Thanks so much, as always, for spending some time with us. As always, we'll keep you posted on your top stories and your forecast as we go throughout the day and throughout the rest of the week. Hope you make it a great day.